Hello everyone. In this video, we'll go over in more details on how to successfully create a ticket in the UMGC's Salesforce ticketing system that is used and manned by your TAs in the UMGC's MSDA program. This video is not intended for and should not be used as a reference for other programs. Now to begin with, as part of the course overview, your professor has already mentioned about creating tickets for getting help for any technology or software issues while you're working on your course tutorials or assignments. Now, a section within your course contents has been allocated for this help, as you can see on my screen, right? The help with the technology software section here within the table of contents or the contents section. Now, there's a link provided for you to create a ticket for a new issue you may be facing. Remember that it is not an option to seek help for fixing your code and get your tutorial or assignment completed by the TAs, but an option to use when you're struggling with the technology or software that you're required to use. Now, going forward with the next step of creating a ticket, click on this hyperlink that will open up a new browser tab or window. Now, initially, you'll see very few fields to fill in. The first thing that you want to do on this screen is choose the case type. Now, it is very important that you choose the right option here, the right case type, and that is the UMGC Virtual Labs Support option. Once again, it's very important that you choose the UMGC Virtual Labs Support option. Choosing any other option will send your tickets to the admin sections or departments that are not going to be able to help you with your technology or software issues, or even route your tickets to the appropriate TAs. So this selection is very important. Next, as you see on my screen, as soon as you choose the UMGC Virtual Labs Support option, there are now more fields on the screen that you need to fill in. I'll leave the customer type to student as is, right? You don't have to change this default option. The type is already filled in and there's no way to change that. Now the subtype that you have to choose is the grad data analytics data info data, right? This is the option that you need to choose for the subtype. Now for the subtype details, you may choose an option which is closest to your issue. For example, if you have an issue with access to IBM Cloud or Watson, you may probably pick one of these, like the login issue or access issue, or with the connectivity issue here, that you may choose. But in case you do not see any option that is closest to your issue, or do not know which issue or which option to select, pick the other issue option, right? That's okay too. Now, as far as the program goes, it is pre-populated with the data option, and it's already pre-selected for you. Just leave that as is. Now comes all the other information, which also needs to be populated correctly. The course option, right? You will see that all the MSDA program courses are listed here. Choose the one that you are currently working on and having problems in. So for example, if you're in 630, 640 or 650, let's say you're in a 6 data 650 course, then choose that course. Next is the section information. Now typically you have, you'll probably see the section 9040 or 9041 option, right? So choose the right section that you are in. And following that, you will fill in all the other rest of the information, like which term, which assignment name, assignment step, your UMGC username, your personal machine type that you're using for working on the assignment, its operating system, and then your own personal information. Now comes the important part again, where you will have to provide a good description of your issue. And as a rule of thumb, the more elaborate you are and write a detailed description, a better and faster response you will get from your TAs. That is most likely lead to resolving the issue quickly for you. So describe the issue in as many details as possible. Like, for example, was the code run successfully from the beginning, right? If you're working with the code, were the required packages on end or the environment set up as per the instructions? If not, what part of the setup or package installation had failed? What is the expected result? And what steps will reproduce the problem? What do you see instead? So whenever possible, please add screenshot of the errors. That is very helpful. So for example, like, let's say I have an issue with, logging and accessing the IBM cloud, then you would put in a description such as, I'm trying to log in and access IBM cloud. I did put in my user ID, my password, then I get to the home page, but as soon as I get there, at the end I receive an error, right? And maybe you're thrown out of the screen or of that website. So provide a screenshot of that error message, what you see on your screen, so we know exactly what you saw and what screen were you on. Now I hope all this makes sense to you all. So now once you've attached all the details and screenshots if applicable, submit the ticket, which will result in creating a case number for you. You will get an email with this ticket case number. So please save this email for reference sake, right? Now your part of the job is over. So once you have filled in all this information here, that you see, you have filled in all the fields and you have clicked on submitting the case and created the ticket, it will be in the queue for your TAs to then work upon and respond to it. Okay. So at the end, I would say that a good rule of thumb is whenever you've filled out a ticket, glance through all the details and think that if you are someone who's not seeing the screen, doesn't know the error or the problem, would you be able to get the entire picture, right? So help us with all the details to help you out. Okay. So I hope this video was helpful to you. Please provide any feedback you may have for this video. Okay, thanks and have a great day and good luck.